Okay, so right now I'm standing outside in front of his apartment complex. And it's called Lutheran Crossing, I think, and it's right across the street from a cemetery. So I'm looking at the cemetery. And it's just a real grim feeling right now, you know what I'm saying? Because when I first met him, the way he ran up on me, like to try to talk to me and talking about he'll pay for my stuff, like it just seemed like it was all staged. And when I came to his house the first night, he kept pressuring me to have sex with him, and he put his dick in my. I was bleeding. I was bleeding when I came over here. So I couldn't really have sex with him. And he just kept trying to make me do it. And he seen that I was bleeding, and that I was wearing a pad, and he was saying like he kept asking me like if it had stopped yet, if the bleeding had stopped yet, and I told him, I was like, if I have sex with you, then you'll make me start bleeding again. So let's just wait till the bleeding stops, and then I'll do it. And like he wouldn't, and he just kept like he kept trying to go inside me. And so he had put on the condom, and then he told me to bend over, and he was behind me, and he put it in my other hole in my backside, and it was hurting. It was hurting me, and I was screaming. And I had told him to stop. I was like, stop. I was like, baby, stop. It hurts. It hurts. And then he just kept going. And he was like, you a grown woman. You a grown woman. You can't be talking about it hurt. And then, like, I just kept screaming, and he kept going. And then he stopped, like, once he finished or whatever. And so, like, I didn't really feel like that was love, but I was glad that he was satisfied, and that, I didn't have to keep, dealing with him trying to ask me for it. And that's how we first had sex. That was the first time. And then, so, like, once I stopped bleeding, we had did it, and, like, he bent me over, and, like, he went in my vagina, and it was, like, it didn't hurt as bad because he gave me oral sex first. We was doing oral, like, on each other, like a 69. And so, like, when I bent over, like, it was still hurting or whatever, but it didn't hurt as bad, and it was more enjoyable for me or whatever. And then, like, after that, I still kind of was, like, trying to explain to him, like, be gentle and things like that. And so, like, the other time when we did it, like, it was just hurting, and, like, I felt like his penis, and it felt like it was, like, up on my baby head, because my cervix, like, was, like, right there. And I was telling him, like, just kind of go slow or whatever. And then he was like, oh, let me put it in your ass. And I was like, no. And he was like, well, lay on your stomach. And I couldn't because of the baby. And he was like, lay on your back. And I couldn't because of the baby. Like, if I lay on my back, like, it make the baby uncomfortable. And so, like, I had to just tell him to stop. And that's when I made the video saying to just stop or whatever. And so, like, after that, like, after that, I tried, like, So that's why, like, I don't even really be like wanting to just do it with him, because like with LaMarcus, when I was with LaMarcus, I told LaMarcus that I was pregnant, and he would like lay me on my side and, you know, just do it with me gently from my side, and that was okay. But, you know, with this man, you know, I just can't, you know what I'm saying? Because in my spirit, I understand that he's trying to be manipulative, you know, and be like, oh, I'ma just put her out and, you know, this and that. And then, like, when I come back, you know, in my spirit, I still remember that you put me out, you know, and you asked me to leave. And how can you really love somebody and you gonna just put her out with some random dude? Like, when he brought me here, I told him that I have not had sex with anybody in 6 months. Like, LaMarcus was the last man that I was with. And I don't appreciate, you know, him bringing me here on Valentine's Day and manipulating me out of my body. Like, I was proud of myself for going 6 months, you know, because I'm like, if it ain't love, then I don't want to be with anybody. And I know that I'm pregnant, and I ain't finna just be letting him just abuse me sexually. And that's the biggest reason why I'm upset, is because, like, everybody knows that I had sex with him, and I don't just be doing stuff like that with random strangers. And I told him, like, when I had my food stamps out, and then he tried to get me to leave the first time, I was like, well, I'm not finna buy any more food, you know what I'm saying, like, to put in the house or whatever, because I'm gonna have to be leaving my food behind, and you're acting like you don't know if you want me here. And I still ended up spending my food stamps that I could have had, you know what I'm saying, while I was out here. And it's just like, they just being so evil, because, you know, when I came here, like, if they don't know your situation, like, if they think, oh, you got somebody, you know, they might try to treat you better. But when they know how your family do you and how the country doing you and your children, then all of a sudden they feel like, oh, we could just do her any kind of way, you know. And when he was asking me about my life, I wouldn't tell him. Like, he was like, oh, where your family and where your son? Like, I wouldn't tell him, because I already knew. Trigger taught me. He was like, Andrea, don't tell people about your past. He said, because as soon as you tell them about it, they're going to start trying to treat you bad, you know. And so, like, I didn't tell him. And he was acting like he was a gentleman, trying to treat me good and stuff. But as soon as I started telling him the stuff that, you know, they did to us, then he was abusing me. So, like, now I gotta go in my bag and try to find a mask to wear, because I think I left my mask inside of his house, and I don't want to go back. You know, I don't want to go back, and I'm just gonna go to this gas station where I have some light, or I'm gonna put on my flashlight, and I'm gonna go through my bag, and I'm gonna see if I'm gonna see if I can, there's a police officer driving by, but I'm gonna see if I can find my mask so I can go and sit by Westlake train station until the train start running. Let me see what time they start running. It's Friday, so they should start running soon, and he got paid today. So, you know, that's just fucked up, you know, because any money that I had or whatever that I had, you know what I'm saying, like, I don't have any money now, and he done had me over here, you know, having sex with me like this, and he's getting paid, and you want to ask me to leave and not give me any money, you know. Like, the what really got under my skin is that he asking me to call some random dude that saw me outside, and it's like, that's when I made that video, the tears that I cried, because, you know, they want to try to make somebody out to be a prostitute on the fucking street corner, and that's not who I am, and I'm tired of it. I am so tired of it. And when I was in the house with my baby, God was like, there's somebody's whole wife, y'all, out there trying to sex traffic. Like, me and Austin was together. I was a stay-at-home mom with my son. And while I was staying in the house with my son, this stereotype that they have on African American women is that, oh, we got to treat them like whores and we got to degrade them, and we can't have her in there, living a life where she in there taking care of this baby and actually doing the right thing. Like, we need to have her out of that house. We need to have her on the streets, where we sex trafficking her and tearing her down and keeping her from her baby. And that's wrong. That's wrong. And like I said, I wouldn't be having sex with none of these men. Like, I would be in the house with my son, saving my body for the right one, saving my body for the person who gonna treat me right, and not abuse me. And I have the right to do that. So, I'm just really disappointed in him as a person. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pretty sure I can try to go back to him and, suck his penis and make up with him. But I don't want to do that. I don't want to, because he's showing me wickedness in his heart. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not finna be in there trying to force nobody to do things that they not ready to do. Like, even if I was in a relationship with a man, if he want to use condoms, he want to use condoms. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to dump me so you can hurry up and try to find you somebody that's going to let you raw dog them and be ejaculating all in them, then if that's what you feel that breaking up with me is worth, then okay, you know what I'm saying, break up with me then. And he knows that I'm not finna just run out and do that with nobody random. So that leaves me in a situation where I'm just gonna be by myself, you know what I'm saying, outside. And I have to worry about being preyed on by people, and they like, oh, well, she gonna have to do it for somebody. And I don't have to do that for nobody if I don't want to. In the spirit, if you not doing right by me. And I already know all of this is going to bite them in the ass. They think that it's funny to try to dog somebody out. You know what I'm saying? And he is a dog. He is a dog. You know what I'm saying? And, I believe that he is a sex addict. I don't mean to say it like that. It's okay to want sex and everything. But with the way that he's behaving, it's like he's a sex addict, so I definitely don't want to take off a condom with somebody who is behaving like a sex addict, because I don't know what he'll do to get, his rocks off, you know what I'm saying? And he acting like he already know where he gonna run to do it. So I'm like, no, my body is a temple, and I'm not about to be allowing no man to just do all kind of stuff to me. So, I'd rather just have people not even help me. And the West End is somewhere where, I can sit somewhere ducked off, until the daytime, without worrying about the police bothering me. It's not close to any little establishments where they could be like, oh, I'm loitering on their property. Like, I ain't got nowhere to lie down with this baby. And this man, he made a video and he was like, will somebody please help her? When I was in Texas, and he was like, they trying to blood sacrifice her. And if she give birth to that baby, they gonna try to blood sacrifice that baby. And that's what they trying to do. So every time I go in somebody's house, you know what I'm saying, they just think, oh, we just gonna treat her any old kind of way. Like, you see me with my Bible and you still being a devil, over there trying to put a woman out about having sex. And then you see that I'm on social media and that I'm telling people what you're doing, and you're still over there thinking that, oh, it's okay, I'm cool and everything, because we in a country full of Satanists. And I'm just tired, I'm tired of being abused sexually. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of people hitting on me. I'm tired of people sexually abusing me. I'm tired of people overworking me. Like, I told him, I was looking at these little jobs or whatever. And I told him, I was like, oh, I seen a couple of places that I'm going to go to. Because the man was like, just come up to the place and apply for the job. So I was like, I'm going to just go up there. He was like, no, I got hired somewhere. I'm going to take care of you. And I was like, well, I want something where I can have some cash in my pocket, And I said, the thing is that I can't work like certain jobs because certain things my body can't handle. I worked at Walmart doing stocking, and they was having me put these heavy pallets in the freezing section, and I couldn't pull the pallet, you know what I'm saying? And then they was trying to have me on my feet 8 hours, working on a construction site. Like, I can't even stand up on my feet that long, so whatever job that I have, it got to be part-time. It have to be minimum bending down and lifting. Like, I can't lift 50 pounds and stuff like that, so it have to be a job that I can do, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, if you're gonna be evil like that, to me, and be like, oh well, she didn't suck my dick, so we not seeing eye to eye, tell her to leave, like that kind of shit is just wicked. It's just wickedness. So it's like, I don't even want to try to cry back to you, or try to beg you to let me stay, because the only thing I'm going to have to do is have your penis in my mouth, and I'm not going to want to have no one penis in my mouth that'll treat me like a rag doll and try to throw me out like a rag doll. And then you see that, I got stuff going for myself, and you trying to embarrass me, and stuff like that. And I'm just putting you on blast because of what you doing, and they all driving around praying on me. And if I go back by the West End and sit down over there, I don't even feel safe over there, because people know that I be over there. And then the man was waiting behind the building, and he was coming over there, and my phone was on like 10%. So once my phone would have died and he would have been over there attacking me and this baby, these people know what they doing. He met me by the West End. They know where I go when people put me out or I don't have nowhere to go. I go to the West End because that's the only place where I have to sit, and they stage stuff at the shelters to have me put out so that they can sex traffic me and try to have me arrested knowing that I'm pregnant and that I'm trying to put out this evidence. Like, you had no reason to try to put a woman out of a shelter. They kept trying to stage stuff so that these men could sex traffic me. So this is why I say God needs to bring down the walls of America like Jericho, because y'all out here sex trafficking people. And then they talk about they molesting kids and stuff, and I don't want to be here. After what they did to me and my baby and my pregnancy, I don't want to be in this country. So I need to just, I don't have nowhere safe to sit in America. I don't have nowhere to go, and if I go back to the West End, they tried to scare me from there, and the man ran me in the streets, and he was trying to run up and attack me, and I have a knife, and I will fucking, Lord Jesus, I'm not even going to say that because I will protect myself. And I need protection, but I need more than just a knife, because I know that they preying on me wherever I go. And then the men that's bringing me in their house, they in there trying to sex traffic me and then trying to put me out of the house and pretending like, oh, they was my boyfriend now because I've been telling that they sex trafficking me. No, you was not my boyfriend. You was some random dude that came up on me trying to sex traffic me. That's who you was. And as soon as I didn't do what it was that he wanted, oh, we're going to put her out. And that's what the other dude did at Park Village, when I wouldn't lay in the bed with him. And that's probably what the man was going to do that he asked me to call. He was like, oh, call that man. He was just going to sex traffic me too. He probably was just going to be like, okay, well, you know what I'm saying? If I'm laying in the bed with these men, I don't want to be laying in the bed with these men. And it's a cemetery right here. And when I was at the shelter, I had a vision of Ice Cube. And I wasn't going to tell nobody about it because people want to try to say I'm crazy. And Ice Cube took me into an apartment building in the very back. And, like, it was a cemetery in the very back of the apartment. And my spirit was like, that's where they trying to put you, in the cemetery. And then, like, he had food in the apartment, and something was wrong with all of the food. And he was like, he was like, oh, you can have some. And then when I looked at the food, it was something wrong with all of the food. And so, when he met me by the West End, after I had left the shelter and I had left the dude at Park Village, I came to go get me some donuts. And that's how it is. As soon as I leave a trap or somewhere where somebody was trying to be violent with me or trying to tear me down, and then they trying to get hype on my social media, they trying to pretend like they don't know that I have a channel, and then they trying to do fucked up shit to me, knowing that I'm gonna film them, and then trying to be on my social media getting clout and shit, and then you having sex with me, and it's just all kind of little staged shit, so the man came up running to me. I seen him at 5 Points, and then we both got on the train, and when I got off the train at the West End, he just ran up to me as I was going to the Krispy Kreme. I came out of the gate and he just ran up to me. Like, I was startled, that he ran up on me like that. He was like, oh, can I talk to you? And it just seemed so staged. And he told me he wanted to be an actor and he wanted to act out here with Tyler Perry. And so I don't put shit past these people, because I know it's a lot of Hollywood celebrities involved and all they do is script shit. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, well, I'm going to get me some donuts. And he was like, well, do you mind if I pay for them? You know what I'm saying? And it was like, who gonna offer to really pay for your stuff just to talk to you, So I was like, yeah, I'll let him pay for them. And then he was like, oh, well, do you want to come with me? And, all of this old kind of stuff. And I'm like, what random dude just really asked you to come with you? And then he was like, oh, I'm going to buy you some shoes. And, all that shit was staged or whatever. And then you think I'm finna be up in there sucking your dick, you know what I'm saying, without a condom and, trying to pretend like you don't know what the fuck going on and then putting me out, you know what I'm saying, because I wouldn't suck your dick without a condom. Like, that's sex trafficking. They know what the hell they doing. And so the next person that come up on me, gonna be trying to do the same thing, and then the police over here trying to pretend like they don't know that some random black dude trying to attack me while I was sitting up there. The police asked me, he was like, oh, well, where were you coming from? And I told him, I was like, well, I was on my way to my boyfriend's house, and I lied because that's a setup. You over there trying to make it seem like, you know what I'm saying? You trying to make it seem like, she's sitting outside. It was before the train stopped running. So yeah, I was sitting right there. I showed the video of where I was sitting, and they know I don't have nowhere to go. And he's asking me, oh, well, where were you coming from? It don't have nothing to do with where I was coming from. The motherfucker over there preying on me, and when I asked him to not bother me, he ran up to attack me. And the reason why I put the camera on him was because as soon as my phone would have died, he would have came right back over there messing with me. And I know they trying